You just downloaded Counter-Strike, fix up some of your settings, played a game or two, got shot in that game, and now you're asking yourself, how do I play this game? Where do I start? This guide is for my less than 50-hour people, less than 100-hour people. This is for the absolute noobs, this is for the beginners. This is how I think you should approach the game if you're new to Counter-Strike. Before we get to more theoretical points, I want to introduce you to your new best Counter-Strike friend, Practice Mode. Hit play and right beneath that choose Practice. Practice allows you to take your time with different game modes and maps, so you can try and fool around as much as you like. I encourage you to play Deathmatch and try all the weapons and maps. Shotguns on office are great fun. Also, you can start an unlimited sandbox on one of the competitive maps. Choose competitive and the map you want to experiment with. On the left hand side, choose grenade camera, infinite ammo and infinite warm-up. Regardless if you want to find a new camping spot, or a way to throw a good flash to get rid of said camping spot. Practice mode is your best friend. Now I am going to answer the questions I raised in the beginning. How to play, but first, where to start. There are so many tips and buzzwords zipping around your head like stray bullets, it's easy to lose your mind. The most fundamental skills, regardless of game mode, are moving and shooting. If people got a gun, they run around and shoot each other. That's Counter-Strike at its simplest. Focus on getting the hang of moving around and shooting others first. And it's not a case of two skills separate from one another, because where you aim decides how you move. And the way you move decides where you aim. As a brand new player, you need to familiarize yourself with the actions your character is capable of. Running, sneaking, crouching, jumping. Now that you're moving around the map, opening doors, climbing ladders, switching between weapons and equipment even in hectic situations. Aiming precisely for the head or for the body. Controlling your gun to burst only 2 or 3 bullets or spraying your whole magazine at enemies. In the following, I'm going to show you the basics of moving and shooting. Your character can move in all 4 directions. Depending on the equipment in your hand, you'll move at different speeds. Once you reach running pace, you'll make footsteps audible to everyone. You can press shift to walk slower and not make noise while moving. Crouching makes you move even slower. It's useful for fitting in tight spaces or hiding behind cover. When you release a movement key, your character carries momentum. You can stop early by hitting the opposite direction movement key. This is called counter-strafing and works in all directions. Your character also carries momentum when jumping, so there's no need to hold W while jumping. You can crouch mid-air to pull up your legs and reach places you weren't able to reach before. You can even crouch shortly before jumping to reach places as high as your eyes. This lets you trade some distance with extra height. You can use the left and right movement keys combined with your mouse movement to move while airborne. This is called Airstrafing. It's important to move your mouse in the same direction as the movement key and not press forward while doing it. Use this to jump around corners. An advanced movement technique is called bunnyhopping. This is where you hit the jump button the exact moment you hit the floor to preserve your momentum. This can allow you to have a fast peek on an unsuspecting enemy. But if you don't hit the right timing, like I did right here, you'll lose speed and are caught in an unfavorable position. One of the most fun things to do in Counter-Strike is boosting. Climb on top of a friendly teammate and get a sneaky position on your enemies. Ladders are not very beginner friendly, because the way you look influences what buttons you have to press. If my back faces the ladder, I can grab onto the ladder by pressing backwards. If I look at the ladder, then I have to press forward. The same applies to the left and right movement keys. You can grab a ladder mid-fall to stop your fall, and you can press multiple keys to climb up even faster. Keep in mind that where you look influences what buttons you have to press. Mess around with these and you'll get a hang of it. Now that you know what's up with moving, let's get to shooting. When standing still, your gun is most accurate. The more you shoot, the more your bullets spread, as shown by the crosshair. Use counter-strafing to stand still quickly and hit accurate shots. Additionally, to spread, or just the general inaccuracy of your bullets, the recoil of your gun follows a set path called spray pattern. I recommend using the follow recoil crosshair to get used to this mechanic. Get comfortable shooting a given amount of bullets, so for example 2-3 bullet bursts, 5 to 6 bullet or 9 to 12 bullet sprays. A shooting drill the pro player nothing recommends is counter-strafing and then doing controlled bursts. Make sure to stand still when shooting, so you're the most accurate. Now that we're done with the basics of moving and shooting, you will ask about grenades and why I haven't mentioned them so far. Grenades are an important part of the game, but in my mind they, as well as the economy, which is also important, are a second layer, so to speak, built on the foundation of moving and shooting. If you aren't comfortable with running or passing the ball, you can't use tactics that need these skills. For beginners, I recommend starting with the smoke grenade, because it's a simple but powerful grenade. If you're fumbling between your knife, pistol, rifle, buying 4 extra pieces of utility is not to your benefit, because it shifts your focus away from moving through the level and concentrating on shooting and being shot. Once you feel comfortable holding your own, build on that foundation with every tool possible. I asked Europe's finest Counter-Strike player Red what he would recommend beginners trying to get into the game. He recommended the community-made map Aimbots and a routine where before every session you would kill maybe 100 or 200 bots on Aimbots. I'm sure you can find a video how to install Aimbots on YouTube. To practice moving in Counter-Strike, I recommend just exploring the maps. Put on a good podcast or some music, jump around, run around, look for good spots, cheeky spots your enemy won't expect. Try to do things very smooth. Imagine yourself as a terrorist trying to get to the bomb plant as fast as possible. I also want to point your attention to Strafing and KZ. Those are movement-based game modes available in the community server browser. They're great fun and they're super to get used to the movement and all the details regarding it. To practice shooting, I recommend just shooting the wall in the practice mode so you can get a feel for the recoil and the weapon. Also, I recommend deathmatch, of course. There's also community-made maps like Aimbots where you can kill a few hundred bots to train your aim. And my personal favorite is the 1v1 game mode, hopefully soon on the community servers. I know there are many things to keep an eye out for in Counter-Strike, so let me give you one last pointer: the minimap. The minimap is one of the greatest tools given to you. It marks friends, enemies and the bomb, so it helps you keep track of what's happening around you. Use this built-in hack to your advantage. Lastly, I want you to encourage to try everything, try new things, try goofy things, have fun with this game. And I know the community can be harsh at times, so don't forget you can mute people that are unfriendly to you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you took something away from it. Enjoy the game, man. Counter-Strike is here to stay.